A sweep is a tool or command to generate a 3D body by sweeping some specific sketched profile about some path. So a good example of a sweep is this paperclip design here. Notice I couldn't just make this design with simple extrudes or cuts or even revolves. It's a fairly complex path that my sweep is taking here. So how this paperclip was created was essentially I have a very simple profile, in this case just this circular sketched profile here. And what we've done is we've just swept it about this path here. And you can use essentially any closed profile about any path to create some very complex geometry using the sweep tools. So let's take a look at rebuilding this from scratch. I might first want to start by just sketching out my path, whatever my path might be. So I'm going to jump into a top view here. And I'm going to try to draw out a fairly simple path. Something like this. I'm not going to try to make it perfect. I'm just going to try to do a quick sketch here of kind of a paperclip shape. Then, once I'm happy with this, jump back into a 3D view. The essentially most important part of a sweep is to make sure your profile is generally perpendicular or at least close and touching to your path. So in this case, I would want my circular profile pretty much right perpendicular to this endpoint here and somewhere touching or on that path. So for example, what I might like to do is I'm going to jump to a left view. So now I know, again, it might help to jump in between 3D views and 2D views here just to make sure you're exactly on the point you'd like to be, but I want to draw kind of dead on that point there. So that's why I've used my origin as a start point. It just helps me keep track. But what I'd like to do is make sure I'm on my left view, directly on my left view. And I also want to make sure I'm right on my origin there. And I'm just going to draw a circular profile. And what I'm going to do is put the center of my circle right on my origin point there. So I know I should be lined up nicely with my path. Maybe lock that in. And then give whatever size I'd like. And maybe jump back to my 3D view and see if this looks about right. And yes, it does. It might take a little bit of getting used to here, jumping in between 2D and 3D views, but it's really just kind of really important to make sure that your profile is about your sketch point. And generally you would like it to be perpendicular to have a nice swept path as well. So now I think I'm happy with my two sketches here. Again, with the sweep tool, you'll always need at least two sketches, one closed profile and one path. Could be open or could be a closed path. In this case, my paperclip design is an open path. And then I'm going to go into Tools, and I have Sweep. And it's first going to ask me to select my face or my closed sketch or profile that I'd like to sweep. So in this case, it's just this simple circle. And then I can tap Next. And now it's asking me to select the lines or curves for my spine or for my path that I'm going to sweep about. And in this case, I can just start tapping on the portions of my paperclip, and you can see it just did a sweep there. Here as well. I can tap all the way through my path or my spine here. And now you can see I've pretty much finished off this paperclip design. When I'm happy with it, tap the Done check. And here's my swept design. In the next few lessons, we're going to learn some more complex design techniques.